डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello students, I welcome you to the Chaitanya studio of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. We are dealing with the BBA lecture series in the subject of secretarial practice and office procedure. This subject contains 4 blocks. From those 4 blocks, I am going to deal today with Unit 2 of Block 4. Students, you know it very well that Block 4 is titled as Email Etiquette, Report Writing and Statutory Books. From these 3, Unit number 2 is related with report writing. So, we are going to discuss today in brief about report writing. The word report is very familiar with you, but here we are going to take report in a very formal way. Otherwise, reporting is there everywhere. In day to day life also, we perform the role of a reporter. We get information, we spread information, we collect information, we submit data, all these things we do it. But here we have to do it in a very formal way. So, that is why let us see what are the objectives of this chapter of this unit. The meaning and importance of a report, the forms of a report, the guidelines for preparing reports, the different kinds of reports, the essentials of report writing, the specimens of different types of reports. What is a report? Technically, report is a self-explanatory statement of facts relating to a specific subject and serves the purpose of information for decision making and follow-up actions. Let us try to understand these 3 lines. It is a self-explanatory statement, and when you say self-explanatory statement, that means the statement, the content in the report explains everything. You do not require anybody's help. Everything is explained in such a wonderful way. About what? About facts relating to a specific subject. The purpose of writing report is already there. Suppose if the subject of report is like this, that company should develop a new strategy of selling the product. What should be the new strategy? Now, you collect the facts, gather the information and submit the report. So, on this subject you are collecting the data, serves the purpose of information for decision making and follow up actions. On the basis of the data provided by you, the facts provided by you, the information provided by you, some important decisions are taken, whether company should implement this plan or not, or follow up actions also, that after this decision was taken, what is the outcome or what are the results of that. So, for follow up actions and as well as for decision making process, report writing is very important. It is a systematic presentation of ascertained facts about a specific event and subject. Remember the word, it is a systematic presentation. What do you mean by systematic presentation? That in any report you have to follow the pattern of writing the report. You have to collect the facts, ascertain facts. Facts must not be imaginative. You should be very certain, you should be very clear about the facts. That means the data that you collect must contain the facts. They are not imaginary data. They must not be imaginary data about a specific event or subject. That means report cannot be prepared by sitting in an AC chamber. You have to visit the place, you have to meet the people, you have to collect the data, you have to analyze the data. Data must be factual, evidence must be there. Then and then a good report could be drafted. Report is a summary of findings. It is a summary. Whatever findings, whatever observations you have made, whatever analysis you have made. So, report is a summary of findings and recommendations about a particular matter or a problem. You can use the word particular subject or particular issue also here. It may be prepared by an individual or by a committee of 2 or more members. Report can be prepared by an individual or by more than one person. If the problem that company has been facing is ordinary, then a one person, one individual has been given the task to find out the facts, preparing the report and submitting it. But when the problem is very complicated and the knowledge of experts are required, then people from various fields are invited, one committee is framed, and then that committee takes the assignment with lot of sincerity. Importance of report. Why should we learn report, or why companies pay lot of importance to report writing? So, we can say what is the importance of a report in a structure of a company, in a corporate world, or for any organization. First, importance of report can be highlighted with offer combined and rationalized information. Any report, whether it is individual report or a committee report, any report gives you lot of information on the subject. That is why we have used the word combined and rationalized. Combined, that means I have collected information from this source, from that source, from this source, from that source. So, these are called combined, collected from different sources, and rationalized also. So, I am not giving you all the information, then I analyze it, that okay, from this source this information is important, from this source this information is important, and from this source this is very valuable information. So, I will collect it and then I will rationalize it, I will be analyzing it and then submitting to it. So, for you, you are going to get only important things. You do not require to spend lot of time in reading the data, in collecting the data. I am going to give you rationalized data. Next, medium for internal communication. Report is a one type of tool for internal communication. Now, students, you know it very well. There are two types of communication: external communication and internal communication. When any communication takes place with the external agencies, it becomes external communication, and when any communication takes place within the organization, it becomes internal communication. So, suppose there is an issue related with the internal matter of the company, and if the report is to be prepared by an individual or a committee and submitted to the authority, it becomes a document related with the internal communication. Gives consistent data. When any report is to be prepared, we must collect the data, and this data, when it is presented, it is in a very consistent form. That means there are no ups and downs in data. Data is very consistent. So, that means for taking a decision on the basis of this report, you need a consistent data, and report provides a consistent data. reveal unknown information. See, certain facts you cannot know without visiting the place. You cannot reveal, you cannot come to know about the other sides, other shades of one thing unless you enter into it. So, when any incident happen, suppose there is a misbehavior, misconduct by an employee or a group of employees, and when a report is submitted by authority that why these employees were behaving in this way, you come to know about certain issues which you even could not think that yes, there was something wrong with the policy of the company also. They required some psychological treatment also. Sometimes because of the stress it happens, not because of the work, not because of the work culture. Sometimes culture is not good. So, certain things are revealed when you read the report. Provides feedback to employees, no doubt about it. Employees, even I am going to say that employers also get feedback and employees also get the feedback. Because of the report, company will be in a position to make statement that yes, we have studied your work throughout the year and you are good at this and you are requiring some kind of improvement in this area. Gives consistent information on permanent basis. Consistent. There is a flow of important details, consistent detail, and once these details are with you, they remain with you for a longer time. That means a permanent solution, permanent basis for a longer period you get information. Helps to frame the personal policies, that means policies related with the administration, related with the human resource. That means what employees need, what are the issues related with the employees. Personal department is related with the employees, administrative matters. So, you will be in a position to get some kind of feedback, some kind of information related with matters of employees. So, you will be in a position to rectify them, you will be in a position to incorporate certain things after reading this report in your personnel policies. Provides information to shareholders. Shareholders, suppose the annual general report of the company, the yearly report of the company, financial audited report of the company. This is also called a report. That report gives total information about the happenings of the company to the shareholders. So, shareholders also get lot of information because of the report. Gives information to the registrar. Registrar, that means registrar of the companies, the authority appointed by the government to monitor the happenings of all the companies. So, that registrar also gets lot of information when that registrar gets reports of the company of different types. So, government, that means registrar who is representing government, will be in a position to get all the information about all the companies because of the report. So, government also gets the information. Resolves present problems. Whenever any report talks about some issues and reasons for that, reports also provide solutions for that also. So, company would be in a position to take some wise decision. Company can resolve the problems by reading these reports. Facilitates the decision making process of the directors. Any report is drafted with a purpose of getting some factual information, some factual details, and when you get any factual details about any issue, company will be in a position to take the right decision. So, board of directors will be in a position to take the right decision about any matter on the basis of the data information available in report. Form of report. There are two prevailing forms. The patterns of writing reports are available: letter form or a format, or schematic or a tabular form or a format. That means sometime report is written in a letter form, that means where heading is there, date is there, inside address is there, salutation is there, subject is there, complementary clause is there, signature is there, main body is there in between. This is called in a letter form. And in a schematic or in a tabular form, that means you provide all the information in a form of table, in the form of tabular, that yes, detail number 1 observations are like this, detail number 2, point number 3, point number 4. So, there are two prevailing patterns of writing report, formats of report are available. Companies use either of these two formats or both the formats as per their requirements and the content of the report and the subject of the report. Usual parts of company reports are what are there in any company report, whatever may be the format. Usual part, title of the report. On the top, the title of the report. Let us say demands and grievances of the employees. Suppose there was a fire in industry and you are preparing a report on the fire, then your subject, your title could be like this: reasons and factors responsible for the fire broke out in the industry on this date. So, this is the called title. So, report will have a title. Introduction of the report, the first paragraph is called introduction, that why you are drafting this report, why you are preparing this report, who has asked you to prepare this report, and you are preparing this report on which grounds. Method, techniques of investigation, what would be the pattern of preparing this report, that you are going to follow this pattern, that you are going to collect the questionnaire, or you are going to conduct the interviews, or you are going to make the observations. Whatever pattern you are going to follow in writing this report, it is designed here, it is highlighted here. Then findings, on the basis of your data, you collect the data, then you analyze the data. On the basis of that analysis, you prepare the findings, that means your observations, and on the basis of your observations, you make recommendations. Recommendations, that means opinions, that company should do is, company shouldn't do it. Your report must have a signature and a date. Signature makes the report very authentic. Date is very important in any report. Minutes of the dissent, if these things are communicated to you in this way, then it is to be incorporated, that on which grounds you are doing it. Appendices enclosed, that means whatever things are attached, any supportive documents, plans, brochures, designs, evidence, whatever you have collected or whatever you have got are to be attached with the report in the form of appendix. Acknowledgement and references, whoever helped you in collecting the data, in preparing this data, they should be acknowledged. That means due credit should be given to you in the report, that we are thankful to this industry for helping us, we are thankful to this party. And references, whatever data you have collected, if you have collected from any source, that source should be referred here, it makes it more authentic. Index, the sequence of the information that you are writing in this report, it should be written, that is called index. Guidelines for preparing reports, whenever you are preparing any report, please define the problem clearly, why you are doing it, determine the sources for information, from wherever you are getting the sources, please decide it. You collect the data, then process the data, that means analyze the collected data as I discussed, draw conclusions, findings. On the basis of that, please collect the data first, genuine data, analyze it, make findings, then draft and finalize. Whatever analysis you have made, it is to be communicated in the form of paragraph. So, you have to draft and finalize the report. To obtain signature, the signature of the final authority is to be obtained by you before submitting it, and to present the report, and then you submit your report to the authority that has asked you to prepare this report. There are different kinds of report, students. All these things are given in a detail in your module. All the examples, or let us say examples of each one, are given in your module. Refer to them, read to them. But the main types are: number 1, on the basis of formalities involved. So, there are 2 types of reports as far as the formalities are involved. So, these reports are categorized on the basis of the nature. If they are on the basis of certain formalities, then there are 2 patterns. One, statutory reports and non-statutory reports. That means, if you are dividing reports on the basis of its formalities, then there are 2 types: statutory reports and non-statutory reports. If you are highlighting the types of any report on the basis of persons involved, then there are 2 types: individual report and committee report. If only one person is involved in drafting the report, it becomes an individual report, and if more than one person is involved, then it becomes a committee, and when committee is drafting the report, it becomes a committee report. So, on the basis of persons involved, there are 2 types: one, individual report and a committee report. Third, on the basis of nature of the report, function of the report, then we have 3 types of reports: one, routine report, special report and confidential report. See, we are distinguishing these types on the basis of different patterns of drafting the report. So, if it is on the basis of nature of the report, then we have 3 patterns: routine report, special report and confidential report. We continue with the kinds of reports. If we are making different types of reports on the basis of functions, what type of functions these reports are playing or performing, then we have 3 types: information report, research report and analytical report. Students, you must remember all these things, because you never know what type of assignment your company will give to you when you start working. So, if it is related on the basis of the functions, then see information report, second research report and third analytical report. If your report is on the basis of functions, the basics of functions, what type of work they have to do, what kind of performance they have to do, then there are report that goes up from subordinates to superior officer and report that goes down from superior to subordinates. This is little bit different. So, I will take 1 or 2 minutes here, students. See, in corporate world or in an organizational sector, the flow of communication is from 4 directions. They are also known as 4 dimensions of communication. Sometimes the flow of communication starts from the top and reaches to the bottom. That means flow of communication starts from the higher authority and reach at the bottom. Sometimes the flow of communication starts from the bottom and reaches to the top. If the flow of communication starts from the top and reaches to the bottom, then it is known as downward communication. If the flow of communication starts from the bottom and reaches to the upper level, then it is known as upward communication. Then there is horizontal communication. When the flow of communication takes place between two people having equal status in the organization, then it is known as horizontal communication. And we have also diagonal communication. When the flow of communication is between the two departments, from the head of the department to the tail of another department, this is called diagonal communication. So, here the examples given here on the basis of the function, two new words are there. Report that goes up from subordinates to superior officer. That means it is an example of upward communication from lower authority to higher authority, and report that goes down from higher authority to lower authority. So, students, today we have dealt with report writing. Report is a very important pattern of communication as far as business communication is concerned. Reports are drafted in a very systematic way, in a very organized way. It could be drafted in a letter format or in a tabular form. It depends on the content of the letter, it depends on the content of the report, style of report writing by a particular organization as per its subject. We can also say that on the basis of the report, some important decisions are to be taken by the company. If the report is drafted in a systematic way, company will be in a position to take some important crucial decisions. Before drafting the report, you must collect the data. The data that is collected by you must be factual. Once you collect the data, then you analyze the data. This analysis should be presented by you in the form of report, which contains your findings and recommendations. Get the signature of the authority and submit your report to the concerned authority in a stipulated time. Your report must contain facts, recommendations, findings, signature, index. All these things should go to the authority in a stipulated time. So, students, read different types of reports in your module. There are varieties of the models of report writing are given. These different kinds are on the basis of their nature. Some are statutory report, non-statutory report, some are individual report, committee report, some are from top authority to the lower authority, from some are lower authority to top authority. Study each and every type from your module, get mastery over it, because report writing is an important component of business communication in this module, in this subject. Thank you, students.